Good morning, this is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 130 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation, where we use female words. This would be May 10th if you're starting at the new year. The only real relationship, the Holy Instant, does not replace the need for learning, for the Holy Spirit must not leave you as your teacher until the Holy Instant has extended far beyond time. For a teaching assignment such as hers, she must use everything in this world for your release. She must side with every sign or token of your willingness to learn of her what the truth must be. She is swift to utilize whatever you offer her on behalf of this. Her concern and care for you are limitless. In the face of your fear of forgiveness, which she perceives as clearly as she knows forgiveness is release, she will teach you to remember that forgiveness is not loss, but your salvation, and that incomplete forgiveness, in which you recognize that there is nothing to forgive, you are absolved completely. Hear her gladly and learn of her that you have need of no special relationships at all, but you seek in them what you have thrown away, and through them you will never learn the value of what you have cast aside, but still desire with all your heart. Let us join together in making the Holy Instant all that there is, by desiring that it be all that there is. God's child has such great need of your willingness to strive for this that you cannot conceive of need so great. Behold, the only need that God and her child share, and will to meet together. You are not alone in this. The will of your creations calls to you to share your will with them. Turn then in peace from guilt to God and them. Relate only with what will never leave you, and what you can never leave. The loneliness of God's child is the loneliness of her mother. Refuse not the awareness of your completion, and seek not to restore it to yourself. Fear not to give redemption over to your Redeemer's love. She will not fail you, for she comes from one who cannot fail. Accept your sense of failure as nothing more than a mistake in who you are, for the holy host of God is beyond failure, and nothing that she wills can be denied. You are forever in a relationship so holy that it calls to everyone to escape from loneliness and join you in your love. And where you are, must everyone seek and find you there. Think but an instant on this. God gave the childship to you to ensure your perfect creation. This was her gift, for as she withheld herself not from you, she withheld not her creation. Nothing that ever was created but is yours. Your relationships are with the universe, and this universe, being of God, is far beyond the petty sum of all the separate bodies you perceive. For all its parts are joined in God through Christ, where they become like to their mother. Christ knows of no separation from her mother, who is her one relationship, in which she gives as her mother gives to her. The Holy Spirit is God's attempt to free you of what she does not understand, and because of the source of the attempt, it will succeed. The Holy Spirit asks you to respond as God does, for she would teach you what you do not understand. God would respond to every need, whatever form it takes. And so she keeps this channel open to receive her communication to you and yours to her. God does not understand your problem in communication, for she does not share it with you. It is only you who believe that it is understandable. The Holy Spirit knows it is not understandable, and yet she understands it because you made it. In the Holy Spirit alone lies the awareness of what God cannot know and what you do not understand. It is her holy function to accept them both, and by removing every element of disagreement, to join them into one. She will do this because it is her function. Leave then what seems to you to be impossible to her who knows it must be possible because it is the will of God. And let her whose teaching is only of God teach you the only meaning of relationships. For God created the only relationship that has meaning, and that is her relationship with you. It was readings like this that made me first want to experiment with the idea that when A Course in Miracles speaks of my sister, it's not so much an incarnated human or an animal companion or all of nature or objects, but the entire present moment in its wholeness, the entire universe in this present moment. That is my sister. That is the thing that I have a relationship with. And I think of the different sisters as being the different moments in time because the present moment takes different forms. It seems to always be changing. So even though it's most natural to me to think of my sisters as humans or animals or nature or the world, I try to experiment with thinking of the entire present moment and everything about it as being my sister and see what happens when I think of it that way. It says that our relationships are with the universe, and the universe being made by God is so much more than the seeming sum of the separate bodies that seem to make it up. I also think of bodies as referring to matter in general. And in the previous reading where it says the ego would use guilt to hold our sisters in their bodies, I think of that as holding the creation to matter instead of letting it be free and limitless, as is its true nature. This reading also talked about how God does not understand our problems, but the Holy Spirit does. I had mentioned before that both A Course in Miracles and the raw materials kind of have me thinking of God as, well, kind of alien, not something I can wrap my head around. But the Holy Spirit, or the higher self, is kind of like that personal God that you have a personal, very intimate relationship with, who knows you and understands you and relates to you. The Holy Spirit is also like a bridge of understanding between God the Mother, which is alien to us and who doesn't understand us and what we have made of ourselves. The Holy Spirit is the bridge, the translator, the one who understands both ends of the gap, and I'm grateful. All right, Lesson 130. It is impossible to see two worlds. Perception is consistent. What you see reflects your thinking, and your thinking but reflects your choice of what you want to see. Your values are determiners of this. For what you value, you must want to see, believing what you see is really there. No one can see a world her mind has not accorded value, and no one can fail to look upon what she believes she wants. Yet who can really hate and love at once? Who can desire what she does not want to have reality? And who can choose to see a world of which she is afraid? Fear must make blind, for this its weapon is, that which you fear to see you cannot see. Love and perception thus go hand in hand, but fear obscures in darkness what is there. What then can fear project upon the world? What can be seen in darkness that is real? Truth is eclipsed by fear, and what remains is but imagined. Yet what can be real in blind imaginings of panic born? What would you want that this is shown to you? What would you wish to keep in such a dream? Fear has made everything you think you see, all separation, all distinctions, and the multitude of differences you believe make up the world. They are not there. Love's enemy has made them up. Yet love can have no enemy, and so they have no cause, no being, and no consequence. They can be valued, but remain unreal. They can be sought, but they cannot be found. Today we will not seek for them, nor waste this day in seeking what cannot be found. It is impossible to see two worlds which have no overlap of any kind. Seek for the one, the other disappears, but one remains. They are the range of choice beyond which your decision cannot go. The real and the unreal are all there are to choose between, and nothing more than these. Today we will attempt no compromise where none is possible. The world you see is proof you have already made a choice, as all-embracing as its opposite. what we would learn today is more than just the lesson that you cannot see two worlds. It also teaches that the one you see is quite consistent from the point of view from which you see it. It is all a piece because it stems from one emotion and reflects its source in everything you see. 6 times today, in thanks and gratitude, we gladly give 5 minutes to the thought that ends all compromise and doubt, and go beyond them all as one. We will not make 1,000 meaningless distinctions, nor attempt to bring with us a little part of unreality as we devote our minds to finding only what is real. Begin your searching for the other world by asking for a strength beyond your own, and recognizing what it is you seek. You do not want illusions, and you come to these 5 minutes emptying your hands of all the petty treasures of this world. You wait for God to help you, as you say. It is impossible to see two worlds. Let me accept the strength God offers me and see no value in this world, that I may find my freedom and deliverance. God will be there, for you have called upon the great unfailing power which will take this giant step with you in gratitude. Nor will you fail to see her thanks expressed in tangible perception and in truth. You will not doubt what you will look upon, for though it is perception, it is not the kind of seeing that your eyes alone have ever seen before. And you will know God's strength upheld you as you made this choice. Dismiss temptation easily today, whenever it arises, merely by remembering the limits of your choice. The unreal or the real, the false or true, is what you see and only what you see. Perception is consistent with your choice, and hell or heaven comes to you as one. Accept a little part of hell as real, and you have damned your eyes and cursed your sight, and what you will behold is hell indeed. Yet the release of heaven still remains within your range of choice, to take the place of everything that hell would show you. All you need say to any part of hell, whatever form it takes, is simply this: it is impossible to see two worlds. I seek my freedom and deliverance, and this is not part of what I want. A Course in Miracles takes all the variety, all the distinctions, and breaks it down to a very strong and stark binary, and then dismisses one of the two choices as irrelevant, immaterial, imaginary, nothing, leaving just the one choice. And that feels alien and uncomfortable to me. But I find A Course in Miracles compelling enough that I keep coming back to it and relying on it as my primary spiritual teacher. So I hope that with time and practice, understanding will dawn for me and for you too, dear listener. Happy practicing.